Good afternoon. I'm Tina Tasaka with Pro Cannabis Media, and this is the Nevada Report, actually a special Nevada Report. We are in Las Vegas at the Bitcoin 2025 show, and I am here with Eva Blaisdell. She is a space maverick. She is Lady Rocket. Good afternoon, Eva. Thank you for joining us for this show.
What a pleasure. Thank you for inviting me to speak to your audience and speak with you, because it has been such a fun. We discovered a lot of things in common, including we love space. We are from Europe, but but we are here at the Bitcoin conference and enjoying making impact. And you introduced me by my proper name, Eva Blaisdell, but a lot of audience out there, especially in social media and space, know me as Lady Rocket, including also young generation, because through my media foundation, I take space, I take Formula One, I take moon, I mix it, and I transform it into space education for a lot of young people.
Oh my God, that is just so fascinating. That is just so amazing. I mean, from the moment that we met, you started talking about space technology, you talked about hospitality, you talked about the fact that you are putting Bitcoin on the moon.
Yes.
You just talked at such a high level and such a futuristic level. As a matter of fact, from the moment that I arrived here at Bitcoin, I told my producer this yesterday, I feel like we are 10 years ahead here at this conference.
Yes.
I feel very futuristic here. Do you feel that way?
Yes, and if you add what you mentioned, me sending Bitcoin to the moon, I would add 10 more years to it. So I feel like I am 20 years ahead. But we are using ways to impact, bringing those timeframes together. And, I am doing it also old-fashioned way by funding startups, because you need to have a company, you need to have a technology, you need to have ability to attract sponsors, investors, because going to the moon is not an easy or inexpensive feast. So hello, Grant. And hello, CopernicSpace investors, partners, thank you, because we are here breaking the rules.
Are you talking about Grant Cardone?
Not yet. We're talking.
Well, we just saw him in the press room. That's why I meant. That's why I said that. I mean, not to brag so much about the names, but I mean, you got some big names walking around here today.
I had a very big name, Brent Blaisdell.
Oh,
who is my son.
Yes, I saw him earlier online, and I did connect to him already.
Yes. So
he's in Europe, right?
He's in Europe right now, but he's Angelino. He's from Los Angeles.
He's part of your company?
He's a co-founder and CEO of CopernicSpace and Lady Rocket Foundation, and Lady Rocket Fund, which we'll be announcing tomorrow, which is also revolutionary, because ultimately you need to gather significant capital, brand, emotional, community capital, but ultimately it is about a lot of Bitcoin, a lot of dollars to invest, because to send Bitcoin art, Declaration of Independence to the moon using rockets like SPACEX and Firefly and CopernicSpace blockchain platform, it's not an inexpensive feast. So money matters.
So you just said something. So let's take you back for there just a second. So you just said that you used SpaceX as the vehicle to take Bitcoin to the moon. So did you hire Elon Musk's company to do that for your company?
Well, yes, we are. I would call it that we brought Elon Musk to a completely new level of relevance, because his rockets are incredible and he's, of course, incredible human being. But I believe that Lady Rocket was the first one who put inside of SpaceX mooncat, fashion, art, hemp. So I am changing the way rockets function, and I am taking it all the way to the level of engaging private American rocket company Exos Aerospace, hello John, to fly for me, for my participants, for my sponsors. I believe that ownership of the rocket that could also take Bitcoin in space as a marketing would enhance dramatically how we relate even to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin whales, Bitcoin rocket, you might be able to talk me into it.
So, okay, you said a couple things. First off, you said that his rockets are incredible. I mean, is the machinery, is the technology that they're doing, the building of the rockets that they're doing at
Excellent
SpaceX?
question.
Are they doing something different than NASA? Are they doing something different than the Russians? Are they doing something different than the other companies with the rockets that's unique that you can explain to our viewers that they're doing with the actual rockets themselves?
Excellent question. Thank you for that. There are some things that are shared by NASA, ELON, even Russian rockets, which were created during the communistic time, as you remember, Yuri Gagarin. There's one thing that all of them share, and you and I too, which is passion and commitment to go to any lengths to make rockets fly. Courage, perseverance, dramatic changes in personal life that you have to undertake in order to make rockets fly. Elon committed his personal vision, energy, knowledge, expertise, but also resilience and ability to... You probably heard the story that he had enough money only to sustain 3 rocket launches. First 2 didn't work. So if the third one didn't happen, SpaceX wouldn't exist. So you can imagine incredible pressure. I met Elon Musk for the first time with Grant, my son, in 2019, October 4th. And the reason that I remember this date is not only because we were able to highlight our mission behind CopernicSpace, which is making space available to all of us, democratize ownership of space. But the reason that I remember it because I saw Elon's personal emotional engagement and commitment, because on October 4th he was introducing first NASA astronauts who were transitioning from being NASA astronauts into the space astronauts who are going to risk their lives to prove that SpaceX can take astronauts in space. So you can imagine being in space, and I know my son Grant and I experienced similar emotions when we invited hundreds of people to join us in our first private moon mission, which embraced Bitcoin, Doge, speaking of crypto that has a space connection, art, poetry, Hollywood films. We were tense, nervous for several months because we weren't sure if rocket is going to take off. We weren't sure if our Lady Rocket CopernicSpace moon cargo will land.
Okay, so these artifacts were on board this first rocket.
Yes, but let me clarify.
Okay.
They were there as a part of what we are experiencing here and what Vice President Vance was talking about. This is a digital economy. So we transformed the rocket into the digital asset carrier because CopernicSpace and Lady Rocket Foundation sent digital images of a very famous collections like Zelimir Ilich, traditional art. You being European, I will tell you very quickly, Zelimir lives in Munich, superstar of technology, but all his life he collected Croatian art because he's from Croatia. So his personal commitment was to gather the best Croatian art, and he agreed to follow my direction, suggestion, and send it to the moon. Send it to the moon as a next level of legacy and my invincibility, and I would say, how do you call it? Immortality. So if you ask me what it's all about, it's ultimately, if you put something on the moon, it's immortality and legacy. How much is it worth emotionally, infinitive, financially? We are trying to figure out the price.
Yeah, absolutely. It is. It's mind-blowing to me right now. It's even trying to get my head around it. I mean, I understand what you did, of course, but just getting, your head around the assets, the digital, the currency, but also the future of it.
Yes.
Because even what Vice President Vance said today, he talked about a 10-year plan.
Yes.
And, a lot of Americans and a lot of people across the globe are just trying to get their head around what is a Bitcoin. And they're probably thinking a Bitcoin. Like, what is a Bitcoin? Like, what is a stable coin? What is a meme coin? When Donald Trump is talking about his meme coin,
yes,
people are probably like, what is that? Is it they're trying to get their heads wrapped around this. And it's not really that easy of a concept for a lot of people. The digital coin, they want to feel the money, they want to touch it, they want to feel it. And then when you start thinking about how the coins have to be mined, and then the power that it's going to take, and all of the components involved in cryptocurrency,
yes,
it's not a real easy concept. And I know it is for you, and I think people that have been in it is more of a simple concept. But just like somebody for me who's been in hospitality and gaming, all these casinos right here, I can tell you a lot about the Wynn. I can tell you a lot about this hotel or a lot about that hotel, but I've been in the industry for a while.
Tell me, because I want to take Wynn to the moon. So let's
You want to take Wynn to the moon?
Las Vegas to the moon. I want to own the first Las Vegas on the moon for all the right reasons. And building on what you said, the story of Bitcoin and crypto is not completed yet. And something that I like to inspire and act upon is a beautiful initial origin behind Bitcoin, which is to make humanity better, to make wealth in service of all of us. So if there's something I would like to point out is the Bitcoin discussions need to include more of its original legacy. And this is why I sent Bitcoin to the moon, to call on higher calling of the cryptocurrency and bring it as a tool of economic advancement, but also social advancement, which is, I think, something was mentioned today. And that's what we need to focus on.
Yeah, you betcha. Well, if they're having tours to the moon, meaning that, it is going to be a commercial ride to the moon on whether it's a SPACEX kind of,
or Jeff Bezos,
type of, rocket ship that's going to be a little more luxury, whereby you can have a drink, you can, they are going to have.
Or think about more exciting. How about through CopernicSpace you can co-own the rocket, because rockets shouldn't belong, and billionaires don't want to be the solo owners of the rockets. They too want to democratize ownership of the rockets, and this is why my son and I created CopernicSpace, to democratize space and find a way using crypto, using tokens, so you can own your rocket.
Oh, for sure.
Isn't
absolutely.
Rocket as an accessory, rocket as a philanthropy, rocket as a lifestyle.
Oh, absolutely. But
forget 10 Ferraris. Own your rocket.
Own
and
a rocket.
Dedicated to the good cause.
Own a rocket. But by the time you do get to the moon, there is going to be some kind of hotel type of scenario, hospitality, whereby you can stay up there for 5, maybe you stay the night, maybe you have an evening under the universe. But Hilton said about 20 years ago they wanted to be the first hotel company on the moon.
Yeah,
they did. Hilton made that announcement,
and they are doing it very well. But the issue is in the business model, financial model, being able to create revenues. And Lady Rocket as a platform and as an investor, I have the way that touches on giving people. I'm just dropping names: Louis Vuitton, Prada. Space is the most luxurious, most incredible place which we have to be of service. So a Lady Rocket Foundation uses ability to branditize my rockets, to game change how they earn their living. Because right now rockets earn their living by flying satellites. God bless, it's wonderful, but it's not enough. How about flying art? How about flying Lady Rocket image? How about flying cat and dog images? Because I sent cat and dog images to the moon to fundraise for those animals, for little monkeys. Satellites are helping us to locate poached rhinos. So there's incredible capacity to love from space. And Bitcoin on the moon, because I think we sponsor it. I paid for it to invite Bitcoin to be potentially a currency in space too.
Eva, it is just so amazing what you are doing. I mean, it is just, it's a lot to get your head wrapped around, though. It is a lot what you are doing, and just, you are a pioneer and so futuristic what you are doing. And
so I didn't, my hair didn't go gray, my hair went blue because of all of it. And here is a potential of certain big sponsor coming through because this blue hair makes a difference. And women, you don't have to go gray, you can go blue.
Oh, for sure.
And men too.
Or a little pink, you know,
yes.
For sure. You know, so I want to circle back. You mentioned a couple more artifacts that went up to the moon. You mentioned the word hemp. And that's a little bit in my world. So when you say hemp, did you put some hemp seeds? Did you put hemp products? Maybe some salve? Or what exactly went up to the moon?
I actually asked my friend, an artist, Marcy Hoff, Waltzing Peacock on X, to create art of hemp, digital images of hemp, because our first moon mission was a digital. Second one, which we just completed, has actual physical images of art going. But it was personally important to me to include hemp as an act of calling attention to the significance of hemp, which is the most environmental plant. Constitution was written on hemp. First dollars were created using hemp. I invited Gucci to use hemp to create their fashion when they had their fashion show in Los Angeles a few years ago. I engaged European designers, Mariko Design, to make hemp sweaters for me, because why? And hemp is on the moon, and I plan to use those digital images to fundraise for hemp, because we need to bring hemp to its legal presence, because hemp means helping environment and doing good things on Earth and in space. And hemp is the most fabulous food. So if we're looking for one food that can sustain humans on the moon, the Mars, hemp is everything that we need to eat.
We sure are trying to make a comeback with it too, you know, from the Farm Bill on, and have these farmers grow more and more hemp across the globe for all of the right reasons. You can make 50,000 things out of hemp, from textiles to everything that we are utilizing right here. And I know we are running out of time here, but I know this isn't going to be the last time that we get on a show together. That's for sure,
So
Eva.
go moon, go hemp. This is also Mr. Vice President Vance was here. This is all in legislation, local and federal. But hemp is a future of ecology for planet Earth. This is why, again, I sponsor it personally as a Lady Rocket Foundation, to make a point and make a symbolic hemp presence on the moon and then on Mars with CopernicSpace.
Yeah, that is definitely some big statements. Well, before we wrap up here, let's definitely let our viewers know, how can we find you? Tell us the different websites where people can find you and do their own research on everything that you're doing. Lady Space Rocket, right? Lady Rocket, Eva Blaisdell, Lady Rocket Space. She is a space maverick. So where can we find you? Yes.
You can find me on X under Lady Rocket Space. If you are looking for business and investment and moon landing, look CopernicSpace. It's after Copernicus, Polish astronomer, COPERNIC space. Also on X, of course, LinkedIn. Yes, I have an Instagram under Lady Rocket Space. We have beautiful community. It's not a solo show. It's not Copernic. We have thousands of people who belong to our community, hundreds who join us in our moon mission. We've opened it up to all of us.
So fantastic. And I found her on LinkedIn as well. So we'll make sure that we put everything on the video as well. We'll put your website, everything on the video so everybody can find you. But Eva, I cannot tell you how much we love having you, and that you jumped on with us today. We are so appreciative that you did this. And we're going
Thank
to
you.
definitely have to do this again. So
Thank you for inviting me and your beautiful way of handling challenging subjects and a new body of knowledge. You've done beautifully. It will be my pleasure
Oh,
to do
thank
it
you.
again.
Thank you. I'll say it in Danish. Tusen tak.
Tusen tak.
Tusen tak. And for now, we will just we'll say so long. We're still at Bitcoin 2025. Tina Tasaka, Pro Cannabis Media, Special Nevada Report, Cannabis Coast to Coast News.